Hey, Lydia. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited to be here with you, Erica, and have like private one-to-one time.
I know these are the best. These are my most favorite spaces. And I know we've spent a little time connecting before I hit record. But I want you, I'm just so excited to do this conversation, have this conversation with you. I think you're just someone who, yeah, I just can't wait for everyone to hear a little bit about your journey, what you do, some of the breakthroughs that you've had. But first, can you just introduce yourself and let us all know what your business is and what you do?
Of course. Yeah, I'm more than happy to. So I am Lydia, and I am a dating and breakup coach and Reiki master. And I help people heal from heartbreak and overcome dating setbacks so they can reclaim their power and attract the love and life that they truly desire. And so, yeah, I'm kind of in the love, relationship, heartbreak area and niche. And then having the Reiki element. So I do the coaching, but the Reiki is a bit of that spiritual side that I think connects also people on a deeper level to me.
Completely. Yeah, which makes so much sense. I remember, I think before you even joined SBA, I saw you on Instagram and there was something definitely about your energy pretty much right away that drew me to you. And maybe that's sort of what you were doing before SBA was just posting on social media. But can you share a little bit about where you were before you joined and why you decided to join SBA, Soul Business Accelerator?
Absolutely. So before I was in SBA, I'd been wanting to start a business like this, like a soul-based business that's service oriented for a couple of years, like since I got certified in Reiki. And I was always struggling, I think, a lot with niche drama and figuring out who I wanted to help and making it act as if I had to help everybody because I'm a very multi-passionate purpose person. And I know a lot of people also in SBA can really relate to this as well. And so it can be really hard to niche down or like make your marketing message or identify what you exactly help people with. But I think SBA, yeah, that was, I can get into that too, how that helps me get really clear. So I was really struggling with my niche. I didn't really know how to market myself outside of social media. So I actually felt more confident on social media already just because I have a background in marketing and journalism. So I have like a copywriting background. So actually that was really comfortable for me, but I still wasn't gaining traction or like I just didn't have my messaging down. I didn't have really much of an audience. And I was really struggling with how I was going to make income from this. Like I just had no idea how to get the word out. And like you say too, just only people that knew me in my personal circles and spaces knew about what I was trying to do. But even then, I think I was a little bit behind the closet, so to say.
Yeah.
Like I was
Yep, I get that.
in talking about what I do. And I think so once I entered SBA, it was the beginning of the new year. And so I was just ready for a breakthrough. I was ready to just do something else. I needed that support. I needed that guidance and that assistance and that community, which like you offer in SBA. And it just became so perfectly clear that this was exactly the program for me. And now since SBA, like I've completely come out of the coaching closet.
Which is so hard. People don't talk about
Yeah.
this enough. That was one of the hardest things for me to do too. And I think, I don't know what your perception is of why, but I think it's because all of a sudden, like when we have a product or a business, that's something that, not like a soul-based business, but when there's a product or there's like you're a graphic designer or a photographer, there's some focus that's other than you. It's not about your story, but a coaching business or a healing business or a soul-based business is you putting yourself out there. It's your story, it's your face, it's your name. You have to be so vulnerable. And I think it's just terrifying. And I think a lot of us are afraid to put ourselves out there because of what are our family going to think? What are our friends going to think? And then also imposter syndrome is a huge one for everyone coming out into this kind of a business is who am I to be doing this? And I think that's what holds us back that's what held me back, both of those. I don't know about you, but it's real.
Absolutely. And what you teach in SBA, like the more tactical side of the business, is
Yeah.
really the vehicle which helps you to put yourself out there, I feel, because like you're like, oh, I am on social media, I'm putting myself out there, but you're really not.
Right. Totally. That is so true. Yeah, that's a really good point.
And so, I mean, I know you talk about like workshops have been so impactful for me, and learning exactly how to craft my workshop and to get it out there and to get my business on people who don't know me at first, but then do know me and like me and build that relationship with me and then want to work with me. And so, yeah, now I'm at a space where I have way more attention on my business. I have a growing email list. I have partnerships with yoga studios and stores in Vancouver, and I'm running workshops on a regular basis, healing after heartbreak workshops. And I've been on many podcasts now. I've been on the radio. So it's just
Girl, I know it's been such an amazing journey to watch. What do you think was the breakthrough that you needed in order to go from just putting yourself out there on social media to making all of this happen?
ooh, that's such a good question. There's a couple of breakthroughs, but the first one that comes to my mind is just realizing that, like, why not me?
Yeah.
Like, why not me? Like, and why not me to help people? I know that this situation is also, so there's the why not me. So that's like puts me in that category of just honoring my gifts, honoring my skills, honoring my talents, literally walking the talk that I also tell my clients of like self-love and worthiness and self-concept and just working on that every single day. And so I want that to always be a deep place of integrity for me. And people feel that too when I run my business, that I mean what I say. So
Yeah.
there's the why not me. And then also it's bigger than me, like
Yeah.
what I'm trying to solve and the problem I want to help with, which is healing hearts and helping people get really excited about love again. Like that is so profound and important and meaningful and quite urgent. Just also based off of the conversations of so many people who I've met who have struggled with heartbreak, sometimes for years. Um,
Yeah, it's a thing for sure. It's a thing.
yeah,
Well, and that kind of ties into this being our medicine and why we're here. And I think that's what differentiates a soul aligned business and us really living our purpose is this is our medicine. This is why we're here. This is the work that we're meant to bring to the world. And I think also it gives us that extra motivation, whereas this is our responsibility. Like we have this gift and this desire in our heart, and it's our responsibility to figure out how to offer that up to the world.
absolutely. Yeah. So I think I just had to, SBA taught me really how to get out of my own way,
Yeah.
and just do it. Just do
Yeah.
it. And it's okay if you don't always hear something or you get no's or rejections, but like the way I got featured on national radio was I just did it. I had the scripts and all of that from you and SBA and all of the tools. I added my own personalized language in there. I made it personal. I created a connection and I just did it. And I didn't second guess it too much. And I thought, well, I'm going to be proud that I reached out to national radio anyways. Like that's a big deal. And if it's not now, it'll be later on. And just had firm belief that I would get the right opportunities.
And it came and you got it.
I got it quite easily. People
Uh,
think it's so hard, like, and that's what made me reflect on that too. Sometimes people think it's so hard to get like into the media, but it's really not.
yeah, I know that. Well, yeah. Or they think that it's, or they think that by creating a ton of social media content that someone in the media is just going to see them and pluck them out of the
Yeah,
abyss of Instagram. And it's like, that does not happen. We have to take proactive measures to make that happen. I think that's a big shift for a lot of people who come into the program too, is, oh, I have to actually pitch myself to these things. And then of course we give you, like you said, the scripts and the tools on how to do that. But I think I also had that belief when I was starting out as well.
yeah. And what's helpful is like doing the needle moving activities, right? And so, yeah, social media, I'm very passionate about it because that's how I talk to a lot of my audience. However, it is not my main needle moving activity. Absolutely not. It's just a way for me to have an area that people can sense my vibe, sense a bit of my authority, what value I offer, but really actually the needle moving income generating things are completely different. So that was a
Right.
huge breakthrough of what I needed to focus on.
Right. Yeah. And that we talk about that too, where, and you actually just said it perfectly. Social media is where I share and create value with my clients and my community. And that's exactly what internal marketing is. And that's really about, I don't know, 10 to 20% of what you should be doing when you're starting a business. Whereas 80 to 90% of what you should be doing is external marketing, like what you're talking about, getting on the radio, getting on podcasts, getting in front of people at workshops and speaking engagements. But then you're right, that little piece of internal marketing where you are relationship building is still important. But most people, they're doing like 80 to 100% social media or internal marketing. And they're forgetting that the needle moving revenue generating activities are other things. So thank you for sharing that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that was a huge moment for sure.
Well, if someone is thinking about joining SBA or on the fence, or they're in your shoes where you were before you joined, what would be a piece of advice or what would you share with them?
Well, I would share, like, yeah, get on a call and let it marinate a little bit. Like, I honor that too. But if this is really something that's calling on your heart, which I'm sure a lot of people watching this or listening to this feel that, like, if it's calling on your heart, and picture yourself even a year from now and you haven't moved like another step towards that direction, how does that make you feel? And if it makes you feel like, I think about that, and I thought about that when I was trying to make this decision. If I didn't do this, like, what else would I do? And how would I feel in a year if I didn't really step into this wholeheartedly and like with that big energy? And I just felt so sad for that future self of me. And that's how I knew in the present moment I needed to make this change now, so that that future self wouldn't be in that energy, but she would be in the energy of having a six-figure business and thriving and making impact.
I think that might be my most favorite answer ever. I love that so much. And that is such a beautiful coaching experience also, Lydia, because it's true, you know, we as healers and coaches, we want to get people to where they want to be, and what better opportunity to reflect. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Where can people find you? Because I know everyone's going to be asking now. Can you share your website, your social media? Where are you? How can we find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Heal with Lydia. I'm on TikTok as well, so that's at Lydia Paulina K. And those are the two main places of the internet I'm active on. Fun fact, I actually don't have a website.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. I remember that now in SBA. We talked about that. That
Yeah.
is freaking awesome. Yes.
Yeah, so if you're letting a website hold you back, actually, this is one of my biggest pieces of advice. If you're letting
Yes.
not having a website holding you back from feeling like you're ready to talk about your business, share it, be on media, don't. Because
Yep.
I am literally living proof that you do not need a website to book workshops, to get on the radio, to have podcasts, and to get paid clients. But it's
Yep.
still a nice thing to have. Like, I'm actually now working with somebody, but that's 9 months in. And I didn't let not having a website stop me at all.
Yep. Well done. I think that is so important for people to hear. I've had actually quite a few come through who have been in a similar situation, and they've created, I think even 4 or 5 have created multiple six-figure businesses without having websites. So yes, it is definitely not something to hold you back. Yeah, to each their own. Thank you for sharing that too.
Yeah, so you can find me there, connect with me. And also, yeah, if you have any questions about my experience in SBA further, like, I'm happy to share.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for putting your beautiful work out into the world too. I personally love following you on social media. So I will say everyone should go and follow you on Instagram, because I just think that you're such an inspiration. So thank you, Lydia.
Thank you so much, Erica.